The first day of school is supposed to be exciting, maybe even scary, but for Emily, it was something she had been dreading for weeks. She had just moved into a new city with her mom after her parents' divorce, and this was her chance to start fresh. New school, new people, new beginnings, or so she hoped. Her mom had kissed her forehead that morning, reminding her, "Stay strong, Em. Don't let anyone walk over you." Emily nodded, hiding the storm of emotions brewing inside her chest. She wasn't just any ordinary girl. She had been training in martial arts since she was 6. Her father, a retired soldier and her first instructor, had drilled into her discipline, patience, and strength. What no one at this school knew was that Emily was not only skilled but also a black belt champion who had won national-level tournaments. But she had promised herself not to draw attention, not to make waves. She wanted peace, not problems. But high school rarely allows peace. As Emily walked down the hallways of Ridgewood High, holding her books tightly against her chest, she felt the stares. Being the new girl was like wearing a flashing sign over her head that screamed, "Target me." Whispers followed her, some curious, some mocking. She wore a simple white t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. Nothing fancy, but her quiet demeanor and guarded eyes made her stand out. By the time lunch break came, Emily realized fitting in wouldn't be easy. She sat alone at a corner table, carefully nibbling her sandwich. That's when she noticed them. The group everyone else seemed to be wary of. 3 boys, bigger than most, loud, arrogant, and radiating the kind of cruel confidence that came from bullying others. Tyler, the leader, was tall, muscular, and carried himself like he owned the place. His friends, Jason and Mark, were his shadows, laughing at every joke he cracked, no matter how mean. Tyler's eyes locked on Emily like a predator spotting prey. Well, what do we have here? The new girl. He sauntered toward her with that smirk that screamed trouble. Emily's stomach tightened, but she kept her head down, reminding herself not to cause a scene. "Hey, new girl," Tyler said loudly, drawing attention from other tables. "Why so quiet? Don't like talking to people? Or do you think you're better than us?" His friends snickered. Emily forced a polite smile. "I just like eating in peace, that's all." "Oh, in peace," Jason mocked, exaggerating her words. "Guess what, princess? This is our cafeteria. You don't eat here in peace unless we let you." A Mark added, "Maybe she needs a proper welcome." The look in his eyes made Emily's skin crawl. Before she could react, Tyler suddenly reached forward and grabbed her chest roughly, laughing like it was the funniest thing in the world. Gasps filled the cafeteria. Some students turned away. Others froze shocked. Emily's heart pounded. Every instinct screamed at her to strike, to unleash everything she had trained for. But she held back, remembering her promise. She looked around, no teacher in sight. Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from restraint. Tyler leaned closer, whispering crudely, "Soft." Just as I thought. That was the breaking point. Emily shoved his hand off her chest, her eyes blazing with a fire none of them expected. "Don't touch me." Her voice was low, steady, dangerous. The cafeteria went silent. For a moment even Tyler hesitated, sensing something off. But his pride wouldn't let him back down. "Or what?" he challenged, shoving her shoulder. "What's a skinny little new girl gonna do? Ha!" Emily stood up slowly, her chair scraping the floor. She was no longer trembling. Her breathing slowed, her posture shifted. It wasn't obvious to the untrained eye, but anyone familiar with martial arts would have recognized the stance instantly. Feet planted firmly, shoulders relaxed, hands loose but ready. Tyler laughed again, trying to mask his unease. "Oh, you gonna fight me? This'll be fun." He reached for her again, but this time, Emily didn't hold back. Her hand shot out, grabbing his wrist in a lightning-fast motion, twisting it backward at an angle that made Tyler yelp in pain. Gasps erupted around the cafeteria as the self-proclaimed king of Ridgewood High was bent forward, struggling against a girl half his size. "Let go!" "What the hell?" he shouted, his face turning red. Emily's voice was calm but sharp as a blade. "Touch me again, and you'll leave here with a broken arm." Jason and Mark rushed forward to help, but in 2 swift movements, Emily kicked a chair into Jason's shin and elbowed Mark in the stomach, sending him stumbling back. The crowd roared in shock. No one had ever stood up to them, let alone dominated them like this. Emily released Tyler's wrist, shoving him back. He clutched his arm, glaring at her with a mix of humiliation and rage. "You're gonna regret this, new girl?" He spat, his voice shaky. Emily didn't flinch. She leaned forward, her eyes locked on his. "No, Tyler. You'll regret underestimating me." The bell rang, breaking the tension, but the whispers and stares followed Emily as she walked out of the cafeteria, her head held high. For the first time, the students saw her not as a quiet new girl, but as someone powerful, someone untouchable. But Emily knew this was only the beginning. Tyler wasn't the kind of guy to take humiliation lightly. She could feel it in his burning glare. He was already plotting revenge. And Emily, though calm on the outside, was ready. She wasn't afraid of bullies, no matter how big or cruel, because behind her quiet demeanor was a black belt champion trained for battles far scarier than high school punks. As she walked down the hallway, she remembered her father's words. Strength isn't about fighting. It's about knowing when to fight and when to stop. Today, she had chosen to fight because Tyler had crossed a line no one should ever cross. But what came next, she had no idea just how far these bullies would go.